In this video, we've assembled 3 of the top interview questions and we'll walk through each one to cover why the interviewer is asking the question, what you need to focus on in your response, what you should not say, and then we will give a sample answer. Let's get right into it with the first question. Can you tell me a bit about yourself? The interviewer is asking this question to get to know you as an individual and professional. They want to understand the strengths you would bring to the role and how you stand out from the competition. Keep in mind that recruiters are reviewing hundreds of applications and interviewing several candidates each day. By the time they sit down with you, they've likely already spoken to numerous people. So, how do you stand out in that situation? Find a way to relate your skills directly to the role. You can do this by reading through the job description and looking under the qualifications section. Start thinking, what type of person do they need to fill this role? What problems will this person be solving? Or what skills are they looking to add to their team? If you can identify these pain points, you can tailor your answer to this question. Now, let's discuss what you should not say in your response to this question. The biggest mistake interviewers make in answering is giving a long-winded and drawn-out response. Usually, this is the first question asked in any interview, and you don't want your nerves to get the best of you. In a minute, we'll show you a simple formula to follow to make this response relevant and concise. Next, it's best to avoid talking about your family life or personal hobbies. These details can inadvertently lead to assumptions or biases and distract from your professional qualifications. Lastly, don't be vague. Highlight your strengths, qualifications, and accomplishments from previous roles. Given all that we've covered, let's hear a bad response to this question and see if you can point out the mistakes.
Well, I graduated from college a few years ago, and I've had a couple of jobs since then. I really didn't like my last job because my boss was hard to work with, and the company culture was terrible. But I needed the paycheck, so I stayed. Honestly, I'm just looking for something more stable where I don't have to deal with office politics. I'm also hoping the benefits are good here, because that's really important to me. So anyways, I think I'd be good at this job because I've worked in customer service before, and I'm a good communicator.
Now that we know what not to say, let's talk about that formula. When answering this question, focus on 3 points. What you've done in the past, what you're doing now, and what you plan to do in the future. An important step is to relate your past and current experience with the open role, so the interviewer can picture how well you'll integrate with their company. Let's listen to an example answer.
I have been working in customer service and call centers for the past 5 years. I began as a call center specialist in a large healthcare organization and was quickly promoted into an administrative role after 6 months. In this role, I discovered a genuine passion for operations and problem solving. This realization motivated me to transition my work to the Claims and Appeals Department, which is where I have dedicated the last 4 years. This position is extremely dynamic and has allowed me to hone my communication skills and manage conflict. What piqued my interest most about the open role with your company is the opportunity to leverage this experience and transition to a leadership role where I can work with a team to provide excellent customer service and conflict resolution, to advocate for the customer and ensure fair outcomes. I believe my track record of handling grievances will allow me to thrive as an assistant manager of appeals for your company.
Now let's move on to our second question, which is, why do you want to work here? The interviewer is asking you this question to understand your level of interest in this particular role. It also gives them clues as to whether you've prepared for the interview by researching their company. The interviewer will be assessing your motivation for the role and dedication to their company mission. Essentially, are you excited about this opportunity or just looking for any job? Here's how to prepare a winning response. You really need to research the company ahead of time. You should be familiar with their mission, vision, and values. Understand the types of products and services they offer. Then keep all of that in mind as you study the job description to see how this role fits into their high-level goals. Now let's cover what not to say in response to this question. You'll want to avoid making blanket statements like, "I just saw an opening, so I applied." This will seem like you are uninterested in the company and have a lack of enthusiasm for the role. Second, definitely avoid talking negatively about past employers. This can make you seem difficult to work with and may raise concerns about your ability to collaborate positively. Lastly is salary and benefits. Although important, they should not be discussed in your answer to this question. Bringing it up this early makes it seem like you are more interested in the perks than the work itself. Remember, companies spend a lot of money on new hires, and they want to ensure it doesn't go to waste on an unserious candidate. So let's hear a great sample response to this question.
I'm really passionate about helping customers who are seeking resolution. Having been in their shoes, I understand the frustration and challenges that come with finding solutions, which is why I approach grievance conversations with empathy and patience, as well as a goal-oriented mindset. When researching your company, I was very impressed by your customer-focused mission statement. It resonated deeply with me because I believe customer satisfaction is at the heart of great business. Being a part of a team that prioritizes customer happiness absolutely aligns with my personal values and my career aspirations. I would be proud to contribute to your team and make a positive impact on customer service metrics.
All right, let's discuss our third and final question. What strengths do you bring to this role? The interviewer asks this question to assess how well your skills align with the job requirements. It helps them understand how you can contribute to the team and whether you're a good fit for the role. They'll also be looking to see if you reflect confidence in your response. Here's what you should focus on in your answer. Notice this question not only asks about your personal strengths, but how you would apply them to this particular role. Be sure to make that connection for the interviewer. The best thing you can do to prepare for this question is review the job description prior to the interview. Look in the role overview and desired skills section to identify a few strengths you can discuss that relate directly to the open role. By aligning your strengths with the job's requirements, you demonstrate that you understand the role and how you can contribute right away. It also allows the interviewer to imagine you in the role and capable of meeting the job's needs. Of course, be transparent and choose the strengths you actually possess. Let's look at our last round of what not to say. Don't talk about strengths you don't actually have. This is not only misleading, but if you are hired, the company will quickly find out, and that's not a good ending for anybody. Second, avoid any modest responses such as, "I'm not sure if it's a strength, but I guess I'm okay at working under pressure." This can make you seem unsure and unconfident. Lastly, and this kind of goes without saying, but don't be arrogant. The interviewer will see through this and not recommend you for the job. Here's another great formula to use for this response. It may be helpful to think of your answer in 4 parts. First, identify your strength. Second, describe a specific example from a past role where you demonstrated this strength. Third, explain what you did and highlight the positive outcome. Lastly, summarize how this strength will be relevant to the job you are applying for. Here's an example that emphasizes a strength, provides an example of how it was applied, and illustrates the value it can provide to the hiring company.
My greatest strength is my ability to see projects from both a granular and 30,000-foot view. I can manage the details, but also understand how they affect the overall business strategy. In my previous role as a project manager for a nursing education department, I realized one of our operations manuals was out of date, jeopardizing the care of our patients. I quickly notified the legal team, knowing this was a potential compliance issue. I also organized a brainstorming session with our education team, created an exhaustive list of updates, and equally assigned a portion to our consultants along with a clear timeline for completion. By leveraging my communication skills and my holistic approach to problem solving, we avoided a major legal implication. I also notified our clinical team immediately when the issue arose, so patient care was not affected and we maintained our high care delivery ratings for the quarter. This experience highlighted my strength of maintaining composure under pressure, leading my team through a critical project timeline, and providing a clear sense of direction while being mindful of how decisions affect the company overall. I am confident that these skills will allow me to make valuable contributions to your team.
Check out the description for sample templates for these questions to help get you started. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. Wishing you the best of luck. We know you'll crush your interview. See you in the next video.